Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and Call of Duty is down bad right now. We're sitting here celebrating the release of the first original post-launch map for Modern Warfare 2 about 6 months into the game's life cycle, all the while Sledgehammer Games is scrambling to put together another game for 2023 because apparently Modern Warfare 2 was not selling well enough to actually be a 2-year title like they originally planned, while these other games out there are just absolutely killing it, and Call of Duty is looking horrible right now. So I'm sure you guys have already heard, but there's now the Unreal editor for Fortnite that just came out, which allows fans to create new games and content within Fortnite using Unreal Engine 5. They could even import stuff from some older games with almost a click of a button. I don't know exactly how it works, but it seems pretty simple, and this allows players to create some insane stuff in the game to play around with while actually in the Fortnite game itself, which is pretty insane. We've been asking for a map editor, or at the very least mod tools, for Call of Duty forever now. The last time we had proper mod tools was Black Ops 3, and while yes, Black Ops 3 fan-made content was incredible, like what fans were able to do with mod tools was insane. That was like 8 years ago that came out, man. And before that, I think they had mod tools for Black Ops 1, but nobody really used it. And then before that was like World at War in 2008. So when it comes to like fan-made content in the COD franchise, they just don't really want fans doing that. I don't know why, but Fortnite's releasing this Unreal editor here, and it's freaking awesome with all the crazy stuff that they're able to do. And then on top of this, CSGO 2 was announced, and it's been met so far. This is crazy because I'm used to like being a COD fan and stuff like that, you know. So I'm used to when they announce something, it's like, oh no, that's horrible, what are you doing? It turns out, when they announced CSGO 2, it was met with tons of positive feedback and lots of hype coming from the community. People are pretty excited about it, especially with the announcement that content the players had gotten in the original CSGO is going to carry over into the next game. Like your entire inventory of CSGO will go into CSGO 2, no issues whatsoever, and in fact it's going to look a little bit better because the game's going to have better lighting and shading and textures and things like that. So CSGO fans are pretty damn stoked about that, and this prompted massive news site Charlie Intel to tweet this, saying, "It's also crazy to see both Overwatch and CounterStrike were able to have players' skins, content, and cosmetics transfer from their first to second iteration, but Call of Duty Warzone could not figure it out." Now, as soon as that tweet went live, of course, some fans started to defend Call of Duty. They started to defend Activision in the replies, with the biggest arguments being too much bloat within Warzone 2 and trying to carry over weapons from, say, Vanguard into Warzone 2 wouldn't necessarily fit. But I would like to first say that these people are missing the point, and I think that's exactly what Activision wants to have happen. When they have all these people defending their terrible decisions, they don't have to do it themselves, which is really frustrating. So I completely understand that going into Warzone 2, it would be difficult to have, say, your Vanguard weapon variants be part of that, not because they couldn't do it, but because, like, from a game balance perspective, you know, having Modern Warfare 2 weapons and Modern Warfare 2019 weapons, Cold War weapons, Vanguard weapons, like having all these things in one game would be super confusing. The bloat would actually be a massive problem. We don't need 8 different MP5s and 7 different AK-47s. So yes, I understand the idea of weapon variants maybe not wanting to carry over, but skins, operators, camos, emblems, calling cards, death animations, executions, all of that shit, man. It'd be so easy for them to carry that stuff over because they're all running on the same engine now. All the devs are working together. There is no reason, there is no excuse why they could not do this. Call of Duty has intentionally made the decision to not carry content over from like Warzone 1 into Warzone 2, for example, because they want you to forget about all the stuff you already bought so you then could buy more stuff instead. I mean, hell, they're even selling Damascus camo and gold camo from Modern Warfare 2019 within Modern Warfare 2. There is absolutely no reason why they could not carry the content over that we had previously, especially considering the fact that we now have Activision accounts, therefore everything is connected on this one unified Activision ID. Yeah, they could easily do it. They chose not to because it's a yearly title and they want to sell you more shit every year. They want that $70 price tag for the base game. They want you to buy the battle passes. They want you to buy stuff in the shop. That is how they make their money, essentially. And this is one of the many reasons why I feel as though, like, I would just love to see Microsoft take over Activision for the sole fact that, like, what they've said so far makes it sound like they're actually going to give a shit about the COD player base, whereas it's clear that right now the current higher ups at Activision really do not care. They are completely profit driven, which most companies should be, but they're profit driven in the worst ways possible. They are nickel and diming their most hardcore players. They're exploiting the innocence, I suppose, of the newer players that don't know any better. Meanwhile, over at Epic, they're just releasing what is essentially Creative 2.0 so that fans can do whatever the hell they want within Creative, make these awesome game modes, make these awesome maps for people to play in where you can level up and do your battle passes and things like that. CSGO's coming out. They're like, look, our old game's like pretty freaking old, man. How about a new game with some new features? You keep all your original base content and you're gonna love it, and people are just stoked for it. Meanwhile, we're sitting here just waiting pretty much every day for them to bring back a shipment playlist, because that's the only thing that people like to do in Modern Warfare 2. It kind of helps us pass the time, I suppose. We have one original post-launch map 6 months into the game's life cycle, and Warzone fans are sitting over here waiting patiently for Warzone 1 features to slowly make its way into Warzone 2. Like, there's no excuse for how badly Activision is fumbling right here, man. Like, and I actually saw this from Modern Warzone as well, and I don't know too much about this. You guys will have to let me know down there in the comments. But did Activision get rid of the creator codes for COD even? Like, why? Why would they possibly do that? There's only like 20 total people that even made it into the program to begin with. If you guys don't know, if you were to go, buy something from the shop, you could use code Dismo, for example, or code Drifter, or code whatever, and those people would make, I don't even know the numbers, I'll just make it up, 10%. Like, if you bought like a $10 bundle, that creator would make $1 off of that. Like, that idea. Like, Fortnite's been doing this forever, but they seem to have gotten rid of that for COD, or if they haven't gotten completely rid of it, there's only like 20 total people that even have access to the program to begin with, and I don't know why that is. Is it because these creators that may want to get a code within the shop, is it possible that those creators are going to throw some criticism towards Activision in their videos and in their live streams, and as a result, Activision doesn't want those people making some side scratch from their codes? Like, I don't know. Like, is there a code of conduct going on to get in, to become part of that program? No freaking clue, dude. I have no idea. It's nuts to see these other games, like these big competitors, let's be honest, to COD, doing so well and fans loving what they're doing and these amazing new features. Meanwhile, COD is just so miserably down bad right now. And is anything going to change? I hope it does, dude. I really hope that, like, the more good things games like Fortnite do, the more good things like Valorant and CSGO. I mean, hell, even Battlefield, apparently 2042 is now better than it was at launch, but I don't think 2042 is even remotely a competitor at this point. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like that game had too many issues at launch, and therefore, I think fans are waiting for the next Battlefield game. That's my perspective. Feel free to disagree down there in the comments. Educate me if you will, because I don't know shit about Battlefield anymore. But more competition for COD seems like a good thing. Microsoft, based on what they are saying, which they could just pull the wool over our eyes like they did with some of the stuff involving, Starfield and stuff like that, because the Starfield stuff, apparently it's not as cut and dry as I thought previously. You guys actually made some good points in the comments of the last video talking about this, but like, I can see Microsoft, saying one thing and then doing another. That could definitely happen. But based on what they're saying so far, if we're, just taking it at base value, COD's going to get much better in terms of exclusivity, more platforms having access to Call of Duty and things like that. Like, it seems like they want COD to grow. They want COD to be successful. They want COD to be like the flagship of the Microsoft Corporation, while also still working with Sony and Nintendo and Nvidia and things like that. Like, they really seem to like want good things for the COD franchise. And maybe this is me just being an overly cynical YouTuber of like 12 years, a COD fan of like 15 years. I don't think Activision wants this game to grow. I don't think Activision actually gives a shit. I think they are completely out of touch with the player base. I think they're completely out of touch with video games in general, man. I mean, the monetization model on this game is insanely bad. The content that you actually get is horrible every single year, and we still buy it anyway because we're just sitting here like hoping that the franchise is going to get better. I mean, hell, I'm a COD YouTuber. I'm pretty much obliged to continue playing the game and make videos and make content. Like, it's what I do for a living, for crying out loud. I don't think that they actually care about us, though. Like, I don't think that they want COD to do... If they wanted multiplayer to be better, they would release more than one original map 6 months into the game's life cycle. If they actually really gave a shit about Warzone 2, they would have done a lot more than just like a couple of patches and turning the water green on St. Patrick's Day. I think, to put it frankly, they don't give a shit. I think that their profits are decent enough right now, and knowing that they're possibly going to be getting acquired soon, I think the higher ups are just like, well, screw it. Let's just, put this game in maintenance mode essentially and just wait to get bought out for billions of dollars. Like, I think that's what's happening right now. I think, like, the soul and the passion of... Okay, this is not every dev. I feel like a dick, like, trying to, like, make a broad stroke like that. But I feel like a lot of the passion, like, at the studios themselves, with all the crunch and all the overtime they have to work and constantly losing their jobs and moving projects. And I think the devs are burnt out. I think a lot of them, anyway, are burnt out. And I think the higher-ups are making the decisions for COD as a whole don't even fucking play the game and have any idea what's going on with it. Like, I think they just look at the numbers and then just make changes based on that, or try to, like, make informed decisions based on how well the game is selling, how much they're making off microtransactions and things like that. Like, I don't think they care. I think that it's all just solely profit driven, but they're going about that profit in the worst way. Like, dude, I would love to shell out money on COD every single year, and I'm not talking just for the game. I'd love to be buying battle passes and bundles and shit like that. Like, I would love to support this franchise, but just like exclusive Ace, like, I didn't even get the battle pass this season because battle passes are meant to be kind of like a way to fund a games as service model. And just like Ace said in his video, like, I'm not happy with the level of service that we're getting, so therefore I'm not buying the battle pass. I'm not putting, more money into Modern Warfare 2 and getting nothing in return. You know what I mean? Like, the idea of the battle pass from its very inception was they're supposed to, like, use that money to make the game better. They're not doing that. They haven't done that. If you think about it, like shit's only gotten worse. Post-launch content has only gotten worse since the implementation of the Battle Pass. I would say the Black Ops 4 was the first Battle Pass that we had, and therefore it was like the better one because we still had paid DLC, which was sketchy. The Black Ops Pass was not necessarily a good idea, but at least we got a lot of post-launch support. Like, when it came to free DLC with Modern Warfare 2019 and onward, the shit we have gotten has been horrible. Like, we go months and months with nothing just to get, like, a remake of freaking, like, Shoot House or Scrapyard or something like that. Like, they're not taking the money from the battle passes and reinvesting it into the game or into the player base. They're just pocketing it, man. Whereas Fortnite, they took all the money that they've gotten from their battle passes over the years. They have the Support a Creator program, which has been fantastic and has been a massive source of income for so many people and allowing them to pursue their dreams of content creation. They've also gone out and done so many different collaborations. COD's done, like, maybe a handful over the course of the past couple of years. They've had so many different seasons, and now they took a lot of that money and now they're working with Unreal Engine 5 to just make it so fans can make their own stuff within the game if they want to. Just a free update, just a fun thing for them to do. Like, what's COD doing? Fucking nothing, dude. It's frustrating, man. It really is. But I guess that's the end of this news video / rant. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on the state of the Call of Duty franchise down there in the comment section below, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.